Most people think that building wealth starts with what you do, where you work, how much you make, what you invest in. But the truth is, wealth doesn't start in your wallet. It starts in your mind. Behind every financial result is a belief, a hidden script, a rule you've been following, sometimes for years, without ever questioning it. And here's the scary part. Some of those beliefs, they're not just wrong. They're actively sabotaging you. They sound innocent, even wise. Just save your money. Work hard and you'll be successful. Rich people are greedy. These ideas get passed down from parents, school, society, and they become part of who you are. But if you never examine them, they become the glass ceiling over your bank account. In this video, I'm going to expose 5 toxic money beliefs that sound harmless, but are quietly destroying your wealth. These are the mental viruses that keep people broke. Even when they earn well, try hard, and mean well. And until you confront them, no financial strategy will stick. The last belief is the most dangerous because it feels like morality, but it's actually a mindset that guarantees poverty. So pay attention, because this isn't just about changing your finances. It's about reprogramming your financial identity. 1. Making more money will solve my problems. The income illusion that keeps you broke. We've all thought it. If I just made more money, everything would get better, the bills would go away, the stress would disappear, life would be easier. But here's the truth no one wants to hear. More money doesn't fix money problems. Better habits do. If your financial system is broken, more income just makes the damage bigger. You spend more. You upgrade faster. You get trapped in higher expenses with no cushion underneath. You might look successful, but inside, you're still operating with the same scarcity, fear, and lack of control, just at a higher level. Jason from Miami doubled his salary in 4 years, from $70,000 to $140,000, but his debt tripled. Why? Because every raise came with a lifestyle boost. New car, bigger apartment, designer clothes. He didn't change his system. He just added more fuel to a fire he never learned to control. Wealthy people know this truth. Income is a tool, not a solution. The key isn't earning more. It's building habits that make money stay, grow, and serve you. Tracking, investing, automating, saying no. Without those, income slips through your fingers, no matter how high it climbs. So before you chase your next raise, ask yourself, do I have a system that keeps what I earn? Or am I just preparing to burn money at a bigger scale? Because making more money might feel like progress, but if you don't change how you handle it, it's just a more expensive version of the same old problem. 2. I'm just not good with money. The identity that becomes a life sentence. This might be the most dangerous sentence in personal finance. Not because it's true, but because it feels permanent. I'm just not good with money. It sounds like humility, but in reality, it's an identity trap, a belief that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you say it enough times, your brain stops trying. You hand over your power. You assume wealth is for other people. You make financial mistakes and shrug them off instead of learning from them. You avoid investing. You procrastinate budgeting. You feel shame, so you hide from your finances entirely. But here's the truth. Nobody is born good with money. Wealth is not a talent. It's a skill. And like any skill, it's learnable. Through repetition. Through mistakes. Through study. You weren't born knowing how to drive, read, or write. But you practice. You ask questions. You failed, adjusted, and tried again. Money works the same way. Erica from Boston avoided her finances for years. She told herself she was bad with numbers. But at 35, after one painful overdraft too many, she started reading one finance book per month. She created a simple spreadsheet. She watched 10 minutes of finance content daily. In 2 years, she went from broke to investing 35% of her income, with full confidence in where every dollar goes. Nothing changed except her belief. Wealthy people don't see money as mysterious or out of reach. They see it as a system, one they can understand, improve, and master. And they never say, I'm not good with money. They say, I'm learning how to get better. So if you've said those 6 words before, stop. Replace them with, I'm in control now. That shift alone can change your financial future. Because money is not about perfection. It's about awareness, responsibility, and consistent action. 3. Saving is safer than investing. The illusion of safety that slowly kills your wealth. Saving feels safe. It feels smart. It feels responsible. And for years, we've been told to do exactly that. Save your money. Don't risk it. Keep it in the bank. But here's the truth most people never hear. Saving alone is not safety. It's silent erosion. Why? Because of one invisible force. Inflation. Every year, the cost of living rises. Groceries, rent, healthcare. And while your savings sit still, prices keep climbing. That safe $10,000 in your bank account, in 10 years, it might only buy $7,500 worth of goods. You didn't lose the money, you lost the value. Alex from San Diego saved religiously for 15 years, but he never invested, afraid of the market. When he finally ran the numbers, he realized he'd lost over $80,000 in purchasing power just by letting his money sit idle. The bank never warned him. The media never explained it. He thought he was playing it safe, but he was playing a game rigged against him. Wealthy people know the truth. Money that doesn't grow is money that dies slowly. That's why they invest. Not recklessly, but strategically. They use index funds, ETFs, real estate. They diversify. They focus on the long term. And they understand that the only way to protect your wealth is to grow it faster than inflation can eat it. That doesn't mean you shouldn't save. You should, for your emergency fund, for short-term needs. But saving is the first step, not the final one. The next step is to invest, to make your money work while you sleep, to let time and compound interest do what they do best, quietly build wealth. So the next time you feel proud of your savings account, ask yourself, is this money safe or is it slowly slipping away while I pretend not to see it? Because real security doesn't come from hiding your money. It comes from putting it to work with courage and strategy. 4. Rich people are greedy or corrupt. The belief that sabotages your own success. This one is sneaky. It doesn't show up in spreadsheets. It doesn't scream in your bank account, but it runs silently in the background, influencing every financial decision you make. The belief that rich people are greedy, selfish, or corrupt. It sounds like moral awareness, like standing up for the little guy. But in reality, it's often just resentment dressed as righteousness. And if you hold this belief, even subconsciously, it will sabotage you. Why? Because your brain will never let you become something you've been taught to hate. If you believe wealth is evil and you want to be a good person, your subconscious will block you every time you get close to financial growth. You'll downplay your value. You'll reject opportunity. You'll overspend to stay normal. You'll quietly sabotage your progress because deep down you've linked wealth with shame. Lena from Minneapolis grew up hearing her dad say, "We're not like those people with money." As an adult, every time she started saving, investing, or getting ahead, she felt guilt until she finally confronted her programming. She started reading biographies of ethical, generous millionaires. She rewired her association. And within 3 years, she doubled her income and launched a mission-driven business without guilt. The truth? Money doesn't change who you are. It amplifies it. If you're generous now, you'll be even more generous with money. If you care about others, you'll have more power to help them when you're financially free. Wealth gives you choices, and your values guide how you use them. Yes, there are greedy rich people, but there are also greedy poor people. Wealth doesn't create character. It reveals it. And the moment you stop believing that money corrupts is the moment you give yourself permission to build it without fear or shame. So ask yourself honestly, what do I really believe about wealthy people? And how might that belief be holding me back from becoming one of them on my terms with my values? 5. If I work hard enough, I'll get rich. The lie that keeps you on the treadmill. This is one of the most comforting and most dangerous, Beliefs about money. If I just work hard enough, I'll get rich. It sounds noble. It feels virtuous. But here's the hard truth. Working hard doesn't guarantee wealth. Working smart does. If effort alone created millionaires, single moms working 2 jobs would be on yachts. Factory workers pulling 12-hour shifts would be building empires. But they're not, because the system doesn't reward hustle. It rewards leverage, strategy, and ownership. Daniel from New Jersey worked 60-hour weeks for over a decade. He was proud of his grind. But at 42, he looked up and realized he was still living paycheck to paycheck. No assets, no equity, no path to freedom. Why? Because he traded time for money and never built anything that grew without him. Wealthy people work hard, but they also work smart. They build systems. They invest in assets. They create businesses. They buy back their time. They understand that hustle is a tool, not a destiny. And the ultimate goal is freedom, not exhaustion. Working hard is honorable, but if it's not paired with direction, leverage, and intentionality, it just leads to burnout. The people who build wealth aren't the ones who work the most hours. They're the ones who ask the smartest questions. How can I multiply my time? How can I make money while I sleep? How can I build once and get paid forever? So ask yourself, are you working hard or just wearing yourself out? Because effort matters, but alignment, strategy, and ownership are what truly make you rich. You can follow every budget, read every finance book, watch every investing video. But if you're still carrying beliefs that money is dangerous, evil, complicated, or out of reach, you'll stay stuck. Not because you don't know what to do, but because deep down you don't believe it's for you. That's the trap. These beliefs, making more will solve everything. I'm just bad with money. Saving is safer. Wealth equals greed. Hard work guarantees riches. They're not just bad advice. They're mental chains. And they keep people poor, even when they're doing everything right. But here's the good news. Beliefs can be rewritten. You don't have to keep living by someone else's script. You can challenge the story. You can ask new questions. You can replace limiting beliefs with powerful ones, beliefs that support growth, ownership, investing, and freedom. So let me ask you, which one of these beliefs hit you hardest? Which one have you carried for too long without realizing it? Drop it in the comments. Say, that's me, or I'm done with this. I read every one, and I want to know which truth you're ready to adopt instead. Because while most people are managing their money with broken mental software, you now have the awareness to update your system and step into a version of wealth that's built on clarity, not confusion. The real battle isn't in the stock market. It's not in your paycheck. It's in your mind. And the moment you change the belief, everything else starts to follow.